let's look at another important part of what the Bible is, and that's the Bible is truth. It doesn't just have truth, it is truth. Now, if you were to build a dream home, an architect is going to design that. They're going to be very meticulous in getting all the right measurements into that blueprint so the builders can build it exactly to the right specifications. So it's time to build your house, and you have three different construction workers, and they're starting to frame the walls and put in the flooring and ultimately the roofing. And let's say each one of them has a different definition of what a foot is. So one person shows up and they use a standard tape measure and they're measuring off a foot as it is according to a standard tape measure. But let's say the next guy goes, you know what? I'm not really into that whole restrictive, 12 inches is a foot. I'm kind of free to be my own kind of guy. I kind of just go with what I feel. And so let's just say they change it according to how they feel. One time it's going to be 18 inches. Another time a foot might be 24 inches. Another time it might be 3 inches because they just kind of go with what they feel. Then the other guy goes, you know what? There really are no absolutes. I believe that it's not 12 inches. I really think it should be this 24 inches should be the standard of what a foot is. Now, all three of them are starting to work and build your house. How do you feel about that? Are you very confident in how that is going to turn out? Of course not. It's not going to be a stable house. It's going to be very abstract and it's going to fall apart very quickly. There is absolutes inside of this universe that govern the universe, the world in which we live, that God has established. There is such a thing as absolute truth. I want to read to you John chapter 8 and verse 31. Then Jesus said to those Jews who believed in him, if you abide in my word, you are my disciples, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 17:17, Jesus tells us exactly what the truth is. Sanctify them by your truth. Your word is truth. Jesus even takes it a step further, and he goes to say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. There are absolutes by which we should build our life. If we get to determine our own truth, then we're going to have a very shaky foundation. We're going to have a very shaky life. There's two schools of thought today. One is individualism. Individualism really says this, if it feels good, it can't be that bad, or it can't really be wrong. The problem is our prison systems are full of people who lived by the philosophy of individualism. If it feels good, do it. That's how they got there. There's a lot of things that people could do that feel good, but ultimately hurt themselves and ultimately hurt a lot of other people. That is a really bad philosophy in how to live your life. If it feels good, it doesn't necessarily mean it is good, and it doesn't necessarily mean it is truth by which we should govern our life. There's another school of thought, and that is relativism. And it really just says this. Look, there really is no right. There are no absolutes. Don't judge me. I won't judge you. And we really get to all decide right and wrong. That is another shaky foundation for your life. What's interesting is the people who say there are no absolutes just made an absolute statement. So next time somebody goes, there are no absolutes, just go, are you absolutely sure about that? It's a very dangerous way to live your life, defining your own truth. The Bible is the truth. It's the standard that God set by which we should measure all the decisions that we're making. It is the standard by which we determine what is right and what is wrong. Truth doesn't change over time. Culture doesn't define truth. God defines truth. And what we're to allow is the Bible to change our culture versus letting culture change what we want the Bible to say. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our next video of walking this philosophy out. What does it really look like inside of life if we were to live by individualism and relativism? And really, where does that ultimately lead our life?